Take two. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Kai Bella Rose. Today I'm going to be telling you about how I retrained my brain to see myself differently and fix my self-esteem. Or shall I say, worked on my self-esteem to make it better. I'm bad at English, sorry. I'm a mess. How is everybody today? I hope you're doing well, staying safe, socially distancing, and just, I don't know, taking care of yourself. I just wanted to share my journey of learning to love myself for the way I look. When I had low self-esteem, it was not only my external appearance, it was also internal. I just felt like I was very annoying, very aggravating. I would think, like, why do people like being around me? I don't know, basically all the bad things is what I felt about myself. Sorry if I don't look at the camera, but I just want to get into it, not make this introduction very long. So I guess I'll start when I was about 17 or so. Or probably before that, I think it was probably 14-ish, early high school. I was homeschooled, by the way, so I don't usually associate grades with years. So that's why I'm not gonna say 6th grade or whatever. Not that important, that was a tangent. Anyways, so when I was like late teens, 13, 14-ish, I had very low self-esteem. I would literally cry when I looked in the mirror. If I would look at myself too long, it would just make me burst into tears every time because I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt disgusting, felt ugly. And it wasn't like, one thing in particular was my teeth, but it wasn't a specific part about myself. It was overall just me as a person I felt was hideous. So I would just cry, think like, why do I exist if only to be ugly? Why do I exist? Why am I allowed to walk this earth and like curse people's eyes? Anyway, so I dealt with that for a long time, several years, or a few years, and I started going to therapy when I was about 17. I actually didn't go for low self-esteem, I went for a social anxiety, but we ended up discussing my self-esteem as well, because I guess that's partly where some of my anxiety stemmed from. It was due to how I imagined people saw me. It would make my anxiety bad. And so I would project my thoughts onto other people. So because I felt a certain way about myself, I assumed everyone else must feel this way too. And that gave me anxiety. But anyway, my therapist helped me get a few tips that I would like to share with you today. Tips I use to retrain my brain. Sounds weird. When she first told me, I was like, you sure this is gonna work? You sure? And it didn't feel like it was working, but flash forward the 2 years from when I started or so, I remember reflecting and I was like, wow, like I think so much different than I did back then. It's crazy. So anyways, so the first thing she had me do to fix, I guess, my self-esteem was to make a list of 20 things. And I know 20 is a big list if you feel like you don't really like much about yourself, but to reach that 20, she told me you can either make a list of 20 things you like about yourself, and if you can't think of 20 things you like, you do 20 things you like and hate the least. So if you can list 20 things you hate the least, that works as well. And I remember my list, I wish I still had it, but it got lost when I'm moving. But I remember I got to like 8 or something, and I was struggling. And it took me about a week to come up with 20. But in the end, I did it because I knew she would have been disappointed if I didn't have my list by her next appointment. So just a list of 20 things that you like or that you hate the least about yourself. Once you have that list, you print it out, or if it's written by hand, you can, she told me to put it somewhere visible. So I put it on my wall by my bed, and to make sure to read it every single day before you leave or before you get up and start your day, so that it's like the first thing you see when you get up. So I guess it could be a note in your phone and you open it and just look at it every day. And the requirement was that I had to look at it every day, and I also had to read it out loud. So I did that every day and combined it with another, what do you call it, mechanism? or another tip, I guess. So I combined it with another suggestion, which was to, when you look into the mirror, as I said, I would cry when I looked into the mirror back then. So anytime I would look in the mirror, I was supposed to think about one good thing that I liked about myself that day. So if I felt like, okay, my face is really honestly disgusting, my arms are flabby, I would focus on, okay, but my lip color is nice today. And then once I say that to myself, I would walk away from the mirror so that the last thought that I had when looking in the mirror was something positive. And I tried that. I feel like it was hard to remember to do, but once I got the hang of it, or once I had it in my brain, you have to say something positive about yourself, I kind of got used to it, I guess. And it's not something I do anymore, but I feel like over time doing that, I definitely now pretty much focus more so on positive. Over time, that definitely helped me to focus on the positive more so, because when we're so used to having negative thoughts, or so used to telling ourselves certain things, you will start to believe it. So even if it starts out as a joke of you just joking around like, oh my god, I'm so ugly, like as a joke, if you tell yourself that constantly, your subconscious mind is going to take hold to that, and that's what mine was doing, at least. So I had to retrain myself to say positive things about myself, because I hadn't been telling myself anything positive, so therefore I didn't believe any of it. And I remember when I first started, any compliment I gave myself felt like a lie, and that was okay, because it's gonna feel that way in the beginning if you're not used to it, or if you're used to telling yourself the exact opposite. Do we continue? I'm back. So for a long time I didn't believe what I was telling myself, but I would just say it anyways. And the point is to just be consistent in whether or not you believe what you're telling yourself. Those were the main two things I did. And like I said, I did not notice a change. But only after a couple of years had passed and I was reflecting on the way I was that a few years ago versus now, I was like, I remember I was shocked. I was like, wow, I've literally completely changed the way I think. Nowadays, I pretty much, I don't know, I feel pretty okay with the way I look. I don't really have many days where I look in the mirror and feel bad about how I look. Not to be, I don't know, I don't want to sound bad, but it's just, I don't really think about that anymore. I feel like my brain now focuses pretty much on the things I love about myself, or at least like. Of course, I do have my days where I look in the mirror and I'll be like, wow, I look kind of ugly today. But it's usually more of a passive thought, not really in the forefront of my brain anymore. So it's like, wow, I look so ugly today, but I don't really think that I look ugly, if that makes sense. It's like, today I look bad, but I know I don't look like ugly, you know? I don't know if that makes sense. Sorry. But I would definitely recommend, if you feel like something like that would help you, the list of 20 things that you don't hate about yourself or that you like. If you can think of 20 that you like, that's better. But if it's 20 that you don't hate, that will work as well. I sounded very robotic when I said that. I'm sorry. The list of 20 things that you like or dislike the least about yourself. And then make sure to read it every day out loud. Believe it or not, but just telling yourself or reading it to yourself every day will help it get ingrained in your brain and help you think more about that stuff. Obviously, I'm not a therapist, not a counselor. I don't know much about the brain. I just know that that helped me, and it helped me a lot. The list combined with the mirror thing, so like with looking in the mirror before you come up with what you hate, or if you start thinking about what you hate about yourself, intentionally say something positive. Walk away. And again, with that, it doesn't have to be anything major. Like if you hate your nose or you hate your overall face the way I did, it could be something like, I like the way my shirt fits, or I like my hair looks nice today, I like my hair color. Like, so something like that. Anything really about your physical self that you like that day, and just leave it at that. So yeah, those are the two ways I trained my brain to stop feeling ugly, and somehow it worked for me. maybe it could work for others, maybe not. If not, I'm sure there's other ways out there, but this is just what helped me. If you'd like to try it, that would be great. Hopefully it works, at least for somebody out there. I've noticed over the years, I give this advice to a few people, just friends, like while we're talking about the topic, and a lot of them say, "Ooh, I want to try it." And so I thought I would share with more people, if anyone even watches this. And anyways, thanks for listening. I hope you got something out of this video, or at least something to give a chance. I hope you are taking care of yourself and being healthy and responsible. And I hope you love yourself and you feel pretty and handsome or beautiful or whatever you like to associate. I don't know. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I will return later. Hopefully. Just kidding. But have a great day.